Hey, man, I do what I do.
It's too high. There's no sacrifice too great for the preservation of what we built. Now, Marcus, shout out to you for the super sticker. Shout out to you again. Now, I want you to understand, let's talk about the dynamics of immigration. And all of that was a prelude to what we're about to talk about. How does that fit into this dynamic? See, immigrants come to America seeking opportunity, equality, and freedom. They arrive believing in the ideals that all men are created equal. And we know that ain't goddamn true. But they don't understand the full reality of this country. And its racial hierarchy is deeply entrenched in qualities. They don't get that. They don't understand the struggle that Black Americans have had to endure to carve out a space of tolerance and limited success. It's written in blood. The blood of our ancestors who sacrificed. The blood of our ancestors who built. It's written in blood. We got a contract. Somebody type contract in the chat room. See, unlike Black Americans, these immigrants, they enter this country as outsiders to a racial dynamic that is not completely defined to them. See, they see the success of Black Americans without understanding the price we paid to achieve it.
Jorge has always put the ones he loves first, but he's let his own dental care take a backseat. Time for a shift. Because Aspen Dental offers free exams and x-rays for new patients without insurance.
And many of them adopt the attitudes of the understand the struggle that Black Americans have had to endure to carve out a space of tolerance and limited success. It's written in blood. The blood of our ancestors who sacrificed. The blood of our ancestors who built. It's written in blood. We got a contract. Somebody type contract in the chat room. See, unlike Black Americans, these immigrants, they enter this country as outsiders to a racial dynamic that is not completely defined to them. See, they see the success of Black Americans without understanding the price we paid to achieve it. And many of them adopt the attitudes of the white supremacists, distancing themselves from us, trying to assimilate, right? They want to climb the social ladder by saying, yeah, we don't like those Black folks either. Okay? They step up on the shoulders of a community that fought and bled for the rights that they enjoy right now. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be here. And see, this isn't a new phenomenon. During the waves of European immigration in the 19th and 20th century, the Irish, the Italian, the Eastern European immigrants, they aligned themselves with white America to avoid being treated like the other. Somebody type the other. See, when Irish and the Italians got here in the East, they were dark people. The largest group of people lynched in America was down in New Orleans. There's a bunch of Italians, but they lynched and ran them out of New Orleans, and that's why they ended up in New York. If you go down to New Orleans, the New Orleans accent sounds distinctly similar to the New York, New Jersey Italian accent. And that's because they started down there in New Orleans and they ran them up out of there and sent them to New York. They were down there working in the dock. I'm just saying. But these were dark people. The Irish have always been hated by the British. Eastern Europeans, they were just a bunch of brown people too. But they assimilated and began to call themselves white. Now, the same pattern exists today between immigrants from Latin America and Asia and even Africa. As dark as they're darker than us. But they've assimilated and they've taken on these anti-foundational Black American views in an attempt to try to assimilate into the society. I'm just saying, it is what it is. Y'all know it. That's why they spend all their time talking bad about Black folk. Look at that boy from Fresh and Fit. What's his name? Myron. That boy, he's black as hell. He think he, boy, if you don't know. But anyway, what makes this dynamic even more painful is the system enables it. Okay? I just explained the sacrifices that Black folks make. Black Americans have been here. We've been told for decades there is no money for reparations, for investment in our communities, or fixing the inequalities that have plagued us since the founding of this nation. Yet, when millions of illegal immigrants flood the southern border, resources magically appear. Housing, jobs, education, healthcare, it just came from nowhere. This isn't just neglect, this is a slap in the face. It tells Black folks that our sacrifices and our history of contributions are not valued. It tells us that the system would rather uplift newcomers than right the wrongs it committed against our people that built this country and fought and died for this country. Okay? That's what it tells us. And we don't like it. So let's go ahead and cut to the chase. Not all Black Americans, not all of us are pro-immigrant. In fact, many of us are openly anti-immigrant, and for good reason. And this goes into the greater story. Democrats think they have a communication problem. They think the reason that they lost the Black vote is because they didn't communicate effectively. That is incorrect. You have a platform problem. We don't like what you stand for. And the number one thing that irks us the most is your pro-immigrant stance. Let me say this again. Not all Black Americans are pro-immigrant. In fact, many of us are openly anti-immigrant for good reasons. Number one, we're not a monolith. And our experiences shape our views. Are diverse as our people are. And while some empathize with the idea of wanting a better life, we understand what it's like to want a better life and fighting for opportunity or striving for equality. That does not mean we automatically extend that empathy to other groups coming to this country. You understand? See, our lives, or should I say our lived experience, has taught us to be cautious, even skeptical of those who come here and fail to respect our contributions while benefiting from the system that we've built. Let me be clear, and I know I'm telling the truth, and this is gonna hurt some of your feelings right now, fellas, but I'm gonna keep it 100, all the ladies who are listening. A majority of Americans voted for Donald Trump. This is a man who's been vilified as xenophobic and as racist by all the whole woke left, the media, the political establishment, and anybody else who had a mouth. Okay? Voted for this man. But that vote also included an unprecedented number of Black Americans. Okay? 20% of Black men voted for him. 9% of Black women voted for him, and it would have been more Black women. But see, the Democrat Party has gone a long way to give little goodies to Black women to keep them on the Democrat plantation. But some of them like, hell with that. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. We voted right along with the anti-immigrant folk. We voted right along with the xenophobes. Okay?
So only take a second. Hey, having fun with generic.
In fact, Republicans. But see, the Democrat Party has gone a long way to give little goodies to Black women to keep them on the Democrat plantation. But some of them like, hell with that. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. We voted right along with the anti-immigrant folk. We voted right along with the xenophobes. Okay? In fact, Republicans haven't received this level of votes from us in 60 years. That fact alone speaks volumes about the shifting mentality of Black Americans. In reality, it's not even a shift in mentality. It's how we always felt. And you're not going to be able to guilt trip us. Okay? We are focused on our own interests. We're calling out the system that keeps betraying us. Now, you immigrants, you need to understand something. When you come to this country, understand that Black Americans and white Americans have an understanding. I explained that dynamic. Black Americans and white Americans have an understanding. And you're stepping into a dynamic that has been shaped by centuries of struggle, sacrifice, bloodshed betwixt us. Okay? We helped build this country brick by brick, often through forced labor, at the expense of our freedom and our dignity. But we also fought for this country, bloody brick by bloody brick, right along with those colonizers. See, we've been here since day one, not as visitors or outsiders, but as the very backbone of this country, integrated with the others. So when immigrants come here and act as if they're entitled to the same opportunities without acknowledging the sacrifices we've made is disrespectful. You come over here and say you're entitled to this land because it was stolen from you by the white man, but the black man was right next to him helping him steal it, if that's how you feel. I just say they took it, strong-armed it. Ain't that what we say? Might equals right? Now, the problem is you try to align yourself with white folks, the same white folks that we have a special understanding with these anti-black attitudes, okay? But you want to use our communities as stepping stones to climb the social economic ladder, okay? And that breeds resentment. You get your little nail shops in our community. You put your little corner stores in our community. You do our work and whatnot, little things we don't do anymore, picking fruit and whatnot, because, you know, we used to pick fruit too. We used to pick cotton too. We was in the fields too. Now that's somebody else's job. Okay? But that's what you do. All right, now for decades, the system has prioritized everyone but us. We've been told there's no money for reparations, no funding for schools. That's what you're told. But then these illegal immigrants cross the border. Whether it's legal or illegal, they get money, they get houses, they get opportunity. They magically appear. It's a slap in the face. These immigrants get handed what we've been denied for generations, and we're expected to just accept that? Oh no, somebody type, oh no, in the chat room. We won't. We're not gonna be able to look by you all. We deal with enough from white folks. We're not gonna let you sideline us while the system panders to the newcomers. Shout out to my man, Truth's Dude. Thank you so much. I'm preaching, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're not gonna like this. Many Black Americans see immigrants, both Black immigrants and non-Black immigrants alike, as competition. You're often viewed as skipping the line, taking jobs and resources and opportunities that should be going to us. So we would rather have you not here. I'm just going to say it. It's the truth. Y'all blaming Tariq Nasheed for all these he's causing division amongst them. It's been there. We've been anti we've been anti. Ask them Jamaicans and them Africans who came here in the 1980s. They call them all sort of mean racial epithets. Talk to some of these little African kids who came to this country. The cold part about it is you all bring anti-Black racism, learn in your home countries, aligning yourselves with a system that has oppressed us for centuries. So it's time to stop pretending this isn't an issue. Black Americans have every right to feel resentment towards groups that come here and disrespect us while benefiting from our struggle and our sacrifice.
DennisSpurling got the mic on fire.
Black father, I have black son.
Tune in, weekly feeling inspired. From the heart, real talk ignite. Every episode brings a light. Subscribe, hit the like, won't you dare. Share the love, you know it's fair. Join us every week, don't be late. Drop some coins in the collection plate. Drop some coins, enjoy the ride. Come say hi, catch the wave, don't pass by. Let the spirits always inside. In this podcast, joy takes flight. Subscribe, hit the like, won't you dare. Share the love, you know it's fair. Join us every week, don't be late. Drop some coins in the collection plate. Drop some coins.
Donation. I thought it was a transfer.
Hey man, I do what I do.
You know that.
Your ass, class. Don't call me. Now what? You tall black women up inside. I don't give a fuck about